I grew up in Montana and Wyoming, the state of Montana and the state of Wyoming. I always thought of myself as a Western girl. Many of my forms as being very strong and being very geometric. And I believe that the way the West is created, the landscaping is really strong, the sky is very, very blue, the horizon chisels. People have said my forms are strong, and I think a lot of it has to do with that background. I worked in the field of biology, then I worked in the field of architecture. I think my sculpture is a blend of my interest in biology and my interest in the built environment. So my hope is that I can marry the two and take parts of Mother Nature and parts of the built environment and put them together and help them to interact with each other. My primary material is steel. I use a lot of structural steel, which means it's the same material that's used to make buildings. I think my architectural background and experience in the workforce taught me what's available. I do a lot of cutout forms, and then I also just use typical welding. I use a lot of tubes that can be round or square. I use flat stock, which is just a big sheet, and cut it. If you go back and study mankind and the early primitive people, their life expectancy was 27 or 26. And today, you can start a whole new career in your 50s. I think I finally know what I want to do when I grow up. This is meant to be something rather whimsical. If you look at it, this comes down and that would be the nose. And on this side, it's meant to be feminine. You usually often think of women as being curvier and rounder. So here is her hair, and she's curvy and she's round and she's smiling. This is an earring. On the other side, this is supposed to be a male face. And in this case, these lines, these are his eyebrows and this is his hair. His mouth is straight, here's his mustache. I call it friends. It's not supposed to be sensuous or sexual, it's just supposed to be how you can intertwine with somebody that's a really, really nice friend. So that's why I did that one. And as you know, a lot of people don't get that one when they first look at it. And then after they get it and see the forms, then they walk around it and around it, and they like it. It's okay if people don't catch on at the beginning. If the form draws somebody to look at it at some level, then that's a success.
Cynthia, what is that? What is it called?
I don't think it has a name, does it? I think it's Untitled. It doesn't have a meaning. It's just one of the things about sculpture that I like, I call it cutting space.
Cutting space?
These three forms they're intertwining, so to make it, you had to make a square, and then you had to make 3/4 of a square and assemble it, because otherwise you couldn't get it linked like a chain. It doesn't have any meaning. It's just supposed to cut space. When you look at sculpture, I try to deal with positive and negative space. The positive space is the actual sculpture. The negative space is the form that's made around the sculpture. It's the air. Sometimes when you create something, what you really want is for the person to see the negative space. And when I do a square like that, the negative space is just as important as the positive space. As you walk around it, the holes change shape. So you're looking at the negative space. And so what makes this one work is how they're put together in terms of the negative space. I think one of my underlying philosophies is I try to be cheerful. Most of my work is cheerful because I think there's so many things in the world that are not happy and so many situations that are really tough that if I can do something that'll make a person smile or make them feel good or uplifted, then I feel like I've succeeded.